Good to have you on the program with us. The Italian government passed this decree 2 weeks ago, but there have been protests by locals for years. So why did it finally pass the ban now?
Well, I think the key thing, as was mentioned in the introduction, was the decision being looked at by UNESCO, and UNESCO was threatening to put Venice on its list of endangered sites. Obviously, people have been protesting against the cruise ships for many years, but there were also protests arguing that the cruise ships should continue coming to Venice, with up to 4,000 people facing job losses. It seems that this government thinks that its reputation with UNESCO is much more important than the working lives and families of people in Venice.
Yeah, I did want to ask you about that because these ships do bring in tourists who spend money at restaurants, hotels, and other businesses. Do you think it will have a negative impact on Venetians and Italians in general?
Well, I think particularly on Venetians, maybe also on some of the other ports in Italy as well, because obviously a lot of cruise ships sail out of Venice to other ports like Bari, for instance. So I think unfortunately it will have a very negative impact on the local economy. Cruise ships and their passengers tend to spend more per person in Venice than your average tourist. Um, and a lot of them often stay in big fancy hotels before they take their cruises and even when they return. So it's going to have an impact on hotels, restaurants, and many of the support services. The government have promised to support some of the people who work directly in the industry. Over 1,000 people working directly with cruise ships. But what about the other people in related services? Those people are not going to receive support. And I think those are the people who will be most badly hit by this decision.
These cruise ships, some of them really are massive, though, and the cruising industry does get a bit of a bad reputation for environmental damage. How much impact do these cruise ships in reality have when they navigate through the Venetian Lagoon?
Well, when they dock at the maritime station, that's a place that's away from people's houses and away from residents. So when they dock there, I don't think that they have a very big impact on local residents. Obviously, there is some pollution caused by cruise ships, but I would argue there's much more pollution in the Venetian lagoon from thousands of other journeys around the lagoon every day by other vessels, by natural algae, by agricultural runoff and also industrial pollution. So I don't think pollution is the key question here.
All right, we'll leave it there. Dominic Standish, thank you.